I think Kabayel will beat Usyk. I would pick Kabayel. Out of anyone in the world, say pick someone to beat Usyk, Kabayel beats him. I want him to retire, actually.
Really?
Yeah. He's beat everybody. He's going to get beat. If he carries on, he's going to get beat. And why would he get beat? What's he getting beat for?
Who beats him?
Dubois could beat him.
Do you think Dubois, with his new mindset, could beat Usyk?
Yeah. He's twice the size of him. He's young. Usyk ain't getting no younger and no better. Parker would give him a run for his money. Kabayel actually is the one to beat him. I think Kabayel will beat Usyk. I would pick Kabayel. Out of anyone in the world, say pick someone to beat Usyk, Kabayel beats him.
Do you think Kabayel beats Usyk now?
100%. Yeah.
Really?
100%. Yeah.
He's had a couple of good wins, hasn't he?
No,
he looked very good against Zhang. Beat Sanchez.
Kabayel beats him. It'll be like 2014 again if that fight happened.
Really?
Yeah. Kabayel beats Usyk 1,000,000%. No run for him.
Agit Kabayel is the man to beat Oleksandr Usyk, according to Dave Allen. And let me counterpunch. I don't know if Dave has ever sparred Kabayel. I know he's sparred Tyson Fury. I know he sparred Johnny Fisher. I know he sparred Oleksandr Usyk. I know he's been in the ring with a lot of different styles, Dave Allen. He's been around the block. I mean, he's had from anywhere from Dillian White to Luis Ortiz, okay? He knows boxing. He's a boxer. He's, pretty much one of the now overlooked, underachieved boxers that people are now taking another look at because of what he recently done. But does he have a point with Kabayel versus Usyk? And I have to tell you something. I think Dave Allen is right when it comes to the challenge factor, the style factor, the pressure factor. See, I've seen guys like Agit Kabayel break down sharp, explosive counterpunchers like Frank Sanchez. Even though Frank Sanchez, had issues with his knee, he couldn't move like he wanted to. I think that should always be a rematch or something that they should revisit due to that point, That's why I don't warrant, Dubois, because nothing was wrong with Dubois. The dark place, in Dubois doesn't really warrant anything because it's not explainable. But, that's another video. But we've seen Agit Kabayel come through with fighters that were big, awkward, powerful, tough, experienced like Sanchez, you know what I'm saying? Cuban style. And, fighting someone like Oleksandr Usyk is like, well, Usyk's not going to get any better. And I think the idea that people feel that Oleksandr Usyk, since he's not getting better, we've seen the best of Usyk, and it's only downhill from here. Not saying that it's true, but it is some truth to what people think. I just think they underestimate the degree. I think they assume that because Oleksandr Usyk, we've seen the best of him, that he's not good enough to fight someone like Agit Kabayel. I think the point is, when you have certain styles and you have the certain timing, Oscar De La Hoya, you can make a fight that can result in Kabayel winning at this point. Kabayel is 32 years of age. Oleksandr Usyk is 38. There's 6 years difference. There's mad respect between the two fighters, but when they get in the ring, Agit Kabayel has a way of pressuring you, unlike Mexican fighters. He has a way to get punches in, and he doesn't throw punches all at the same power, okay? He throws throwaway shots to land other shots. I say this, it could be, I think Agit Kabayel gives him more of a challenge than any other fighter, then probably second Joseph Parker. Because when you're dealing with someone like Danny Dubois is, he's on fire right now. But, I think he pretty much, kind of damped his own steam. His heat was affected, from not fighting Parker. Now, if he would have just ran through Parker, then I would have been like, oh, maybe Daniel has his momentum is very, very much so, and if it's any time that he's going to fight and beat Oleksandr Usyk, it would be that time if he would have fought and took out Parker, which didn't happen. So I don't really put too much faith in Daniel Dubois. But I get Kabayel with the constant pressure, with the body work, with the attacks to the body, body, head, the way he does, and he's able to take a shot. That's what I think people look with Kabayel. They're looking at that constant aggression. Well, going to the body is a sacrifice. It's an investment. So when you do go to someone's body, you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going down to the body. But what happens when you keep going down to someone's body? You leave yourself open to the head, okay? Chest, neck, head. You're leaving people and giving people the opportunity, right, of countering you. So that's sacrifice, because you can get hit. You can't get caught with a good shot, trying to go down to someone's body. Well, that means you have to be to some level of durability to do that. You know what I'm saying? You'll have to be willing to take shots like he took from Zhang, and then that resulted on him to get dropped for the first time. But Zhang's 6'6", 300 pounds. So you're getting a guy, a 6'6", conditioned, hard, heavy-hitting guy that broke Joe Joyce's adamantium jaw, right? You took those shots to get your own shots. That's pretty impressive. So I think that's a factor when talking about Agit Kabayel, because Agit Kabayel is able to take shots. Now speed is also power, so that speed will catch you off guard. But, Agit Kabayel is that guy that I feel that can take the fire and keep on with his desire. Bars. So, yeah, I think that is an interesting theory from Dave Allen. You guys tell me what you think about Dave Allen's concept of Agit Kabayel. He's the one to beat Oleksandr Usyk right now. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunch. Peace.